and I was liking mathematics. So I started with math. You just start with the one which you like, but later on you should focus on the way of examination also. So it is not that I like something, and if that doesn't have much weightage, so you should not be wasting much time. Sometimes you should always be checking the things which are right answers also, because by luck you might have done the same answer, but actual procedure of solving that thing may be different.
So hello friends, and this is the new video we are going to shoot with our Balaji, and who is my classmate at IIT Hyderabad, doing M.Tech in structural engineering. So actually his story is different, and he has studied on its own, and with the self-study he has cracked the gate and got into IIT Hyderabad. So I want to like ask some of the questions and how did he proceeded through his preparation, and I was wanted to like bring his story to you. So that's why this video. And so okay, welcome Balaji.
Yes. Okay, my name is Balaji. Currently, I'm doing M.Tech in structural engineering, which is RA, M.Tech RA, three-year M.Tech course in IIT Hyderabad. Okay. I did my BTech in NITK Suratkal, and my GATE score is 529.
With the GATE score of in the range of 500 to 600, he has got into IITH. So that's why this interview actually special. So I would like to ask him, like, how did you started your preparation, and like it was a lockdown also. So how did you start it?
Yeah. So I had a plan to do GATE, and I wanted to pursue higher education. When I joined BTech only, I had this idea. So I knew that I had to prepare for GATE, and I have to start it very early only. But still, I could start it in my 6th semester actually. From 6th semester, I started my GATE preparation, but the thing is, it was not so continuous, because in between you have to focus on your college courses also, and all other things will be there. So in the 6th semester, it was little difficult. All of us know in the 3rd year of the engineering, it will be little hectic compared to 1st, 2nd, and 4th year. So in the 6th semester, I started, and always it is better to start anything with the thing which you like actually. So I was liking mathematics, so I started with my mathematics, because by that time all math courses were also finished in BTech, because in the 1st year only it will finish math 1 and 2. In the 2nd year, math 3 will be there. So all math related courses were finished. So anything which is extra in the GATE syllabus, I had to prepare myself. So I thought math will be better, so that I can start with math.
And weightage is also,
it's always advisable.
And weightage is also good in GATE examination.
Yeah, weightage is very good for math and aptitude also. But the thing is, always it is better to start with math, with the thing which is easy for you, which you like. And I was liking mathematics, so I started with math.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. So like you said, in 6th semester only you started, but it was not like it was not so regular. And so when did you like started very proper preparation, that completing the subjects and like making perfect things all?
Actually, by the end of 3rd year, all your courses, major number of courses will be finished, and it is easy to start after 3rd year only. But if you make time in the start of the 3rd year only, it will be much better. But I was able to do it regularly from May, June time only. In March and April, where lockdown was there, I was not able to personally, I was not able to focus much, and I was not that consistent in the preparation actually. So I started in the May end actually. End of the May I started.
Okay.
And
yeah.
And from there, almost consistent, I can say.
Okay. So like, how did you study, like, divided the subject according to weightage? Did
Yeah,
you do that, or like the way you said you like the subjects, those subjects you started, but uh, did you
yeah.
consider the weightage also in the same thing?
Yeah, for starting, why it is better to start with the one you like is you should like the preparation. No?
Yeah.
It is just to boost only, but always it is better to uh, better to make some strategies to attend some exam. So weightage is obviously it is important. You just start with the one which you like, but later on you should focus on the way of examination also. So it is not that I like something and if that doesn't have much weightage, so you should not be wasting much time on that. But that doesn't mean that you should not study. So
Start at least.
always yeah. So always weightage, the one which is having weightage also you should focus. It is not that always. But starting, no, it will give you a track. If you start with the one which you like, you will get into the track. So because getting into a track and that too in the studies is not so easy. So start with the easy thing or the one which you like. It is just for start only. But later on, you should be focusing on weightage because finally you will require marks only. It is not that you
Yeah.
will be liking whatever you like. So weightage is also important, but it is better to cover entire syllabus. Though
Yeah.
some of the things may have less weightage, it is better to cover, but go in the order of weightage,
What
the
was
higher weightage first.
your order like
Okay.
in that way?
Yeah,
Which
my
subject?
order, I told you, I started with mathematics. Then I started with geotech. Geotech in my civil engineering, you will have geotech. So geotech has
Thirteen to
good
15 marks.
weightage. We know, yeah. So good, it is a good weightage geotech. So I started with geotech. Then after that, I started with water resources or in fluid mechanics. All those things I started with
Yeah.
that particular part. So in this preparation, actually, the way of preparation is really important. Otherwise, some point of time you will really get bored. So what I was doing is always I used to take one particular part. Like when I started with mathematics, I was doing completely math only initially when I started. Similarly, when I started with geotech also, like I was always doing that particular thing only for the entire day till it finishes. But later on, when I started with uh, water resources engineering, where fluid mechanics, all those things come. So there, it has vast syllabus actually, that particular thing. So then I realized that actually doing the same subject entire day is really, it will really, some or the other point of time, you will really lose focus actually.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was doing that mistake only. I proceeded with that mistake only for a long time actually. So
Hmm.
later when I discussed with one of my friend actually, he had a nice idea actually. That
Hmm.
idea really helped me and I feel if that procedure is followed, really it will be helpful for everyone.
Hmm.
So what you should be doing is you should take at least two particular topics simultaneously. Like for example, in our civil engineering, we have structural, transportation, all these parts are there. So if you take two of them, so that you can, half of the time you can do this and half of the time you can switch to that.
Hmm.
And along with that, revision is really important. So revising one of the thing which you have already covered. So I have already covered mathematics. That doesn't mean that I have covered it and I should not be leaving that, because you should have that continuity. So I started at in the start of sixth semester, but I'll be writing my gate exam in the eighth semester when we all of us will be in the final semester. So till that time, it is not that I should not be touching math because I have already touched it. So in between revision is also important. So together in a day, you should be having two or three things which you need to cover, and
Hmm.
revision of the things which you have already covered.
Right.
So it depends on convenience. Either you can keep two things, two topics which you have to cover, or three things. Better to go with two or three, not more than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so because you may not cover it properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 should be fine. If you are capable of making it, even 3 is also fine. But the thing is, revision is also important. So time won't be there if you keep more than 2 or 3. So
Yeah. And how usually, like, what was the frequency of revision, which subjects you have covered?
revision is really important, and you should be doing every day. It
Yeah,
is not that
like now
frequently.
you have
So I was telling you
hmm,
that you should be keeping 2 segments of complete syllabus on a particular day. The third part should be your revision.
hmm.
What you will revise, it again depends on what all the things you have covered. So revision is really important, and it is a must in case of, for that matter, any competitive exam. So revision is really important, and it is to be done every day.
Yeah, like when you started, just suppose you started with geotech, and when you consider that this subject I have prepared thoroughly, and how do you close it? Like we can say now we can move on to the next subject in that
So
manner.
this is really important. Yeah. So it is always better to see the syllabus of the earlier or the just finished GATE exam. You should always have that soft copy of that syllabus, or anything. Or that syllabus, you keep it.
So you like after with that syllabus you conclude the subject, or like did you make short notes,
Yeah.
or how
Yeah.
completing notes, and how do you used to take notes as you are not going for any coaching, and uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
how you were doing that?
So materials, in a sense, actually I didn't buy any material also. So there are many sites which will provide, actually, in that civil engineering for all is a site where you can get notes of handwritten notes of many coaching centers. Actually, there are many handwritten notes where you can get it free. It is free. So from there I was checking, and some of the standard textbooks which you will be referring in your BTech, that also you can refer for conceptual clarity. So these 2 things are
So
enough, because I was thinking that for concepts it is this much is fine. Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah, but the disadvantage of this is you won't be getting any like you won't be getting gate questions or similar questions in these type. You will get only conceptual notes only.
hmm,
So it is better to take gate materials, which I realized, which is a very big mistake, I feel, because if you have a material for your own, if you buy the material, it will be better, because it will have all those things, concepts as well as problems also, which they make that particular any coaching center. They'll actually, without joining the actual classes, you they actually provide materials also, like
right.
for self preparation materials will be there.
Yeah,
All coaching, many of them have, you can easily search in Google. So
right.
it is better to have that particular material, so that everything will be in the same.
Right.
You will need not waste time in searching those.
Right, right. So, did you prepare short notes of every subject or not? And like, how did you?
Yeah, you may have to make detailed notes also,
Hmm.
and you may have to make short notes also. It depends on topics also. Sometimes the topics will be like, you can make only short notes is fine for that particular topics, and some topics will be like that you may have to make both detailed notes as well as short notes.
Like, depends on your BTech background. Like, how did you?
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
BTech background is one thing, and some of the topics will be like, it will be difficult.
yeah.
In one go, you may not get the things. So sometimes you may have to make detailed notes also. It is not just short notes, so that clarity will be there. Not every time you may have to open that complete book. If it is your own notes, it will be easier to
Hmm.
revise as well. Like, revising is not always with short notes only. Sometimes you may have to revise with detailed notes also.
Yeah, yeah.
but it will take too much of time. So that's why clarity in all the subject which you have taken in BTech is really important. But if you have not done that, still it is fine. You can still do it. But if you have done that in your BTech, it is like you are doing this in the second time. So you will have more confidence. But if you are doing for the first time, it will take time actually.
We have not studied properly in BTech. Like mostly some subjects are difficult, so we just make it up to the passing level for passing in BTech.
Yeah.
So like any subject was there in your preparation like that, did which was not prepared by you, like?
So GATE syllabus is a different and your BTech curriculum will be different. It is not the same. So obviously you will have one or the other topic or one or the other course which is not covered in your BTech curriculum. You can't expect everything is covered there. So many of the things for everyone, it will be for the first time only. So that's why it doesn't matter whether you're starting for the first also sometimes, but it will be much easier if you have done whatever basics at least
Yeah.
you
So
have
for
learned.
these subjects, you are taking the complete notes, at least the subjects which you
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
which are not
yeah,
really familiar to you before.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like, how did you keep up these things so long? You started in May, almost we can say, because before that you were
Yeah.
not so serious. So till February, or we can say January at least. How did
Yeah,
you?
in between also many gaps were there because since we were in home, uh, even that will also matter. Like everybody was in home only due to lockdown, so many distractions will be there. That is for obvious reasons. So in between, yeah, there were many breaks actually in whatever I did, and I was going very slow pace actually. It was that slow that at one point I felt that I may not be covering the syllabus only. So the in the path of making detailed notes, you should not take too much time also. Some of the things, this is also very important. When you start making detailed notes, it will take a lot of time actually. So that is where the advantage comes from what you have learned in BTech. So because making detailed notes is not so simpler, it will take too much of time, and you will feel that I am staying in the same segment of this syllabus for a long time. So that will also make you bored. That's why it is better to keep two to three courses to or segments together, so that it will be like you have covered something from that segment also and this segment also. So it is better to do like that. And yeah, making very detailed also will kill a lot of time. So that will make you like you may not reach or you may not cover syllabus
Yeah.
by
So
the end of yeah.
syllabus did you cover? Like, did you skip any subject, or all the subjects you were? Uh,
Yeah, since my start was, I told you, in the path of making detailed notes, like it was, I was taking too much of time. So two of the topics which had actually less weightage, yeah, I couldn't cover actually in my particular
so
exam which
what
I have
was
taken
the?
civil. So their steel and irrigation. I was not able to cover actually irrigation part and
So steel has 2 marks, but then irrigation also two
yeah,
to three.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. We cannot just directly ignore that. In some, but yeah, based on weightage preferences, you may keep these things at last.
yeah, so that you can, if in any case you missed also, it will be not so like dangerous for your
Yeah, not so
examination.
harmful, but because any exam is luck only. Because on that day, many things will matter actually.
So yeah, from this, like MSQ were introduced this year. So how did you tackle for this a new type of question, because nothing was there in previous years also? And one more, like in context, like did you solve previous year questions, and like for one time,
Yeah.
or you solved some more than one time also, and how much importance it makes?
Yeah, referring the previous year gate papers is a good thing. For that matter, any examination, if you refer previous year papers, it is very important. You should be doing that. And even I did that, referring the, when you start referring 3 4 years back, no, in each year you may find some of the differences actually. So that difference will tell you that next time also when you will be attending, it won't be like this. There can be some minor changes in the pattern, so that you will get to know if you see actual papers, because sometimes some test series things which you attend, uh, sometimes they may misguide you, like giving a same pattern of paper, they may misguide you actually. But if you see actual papers, it is better to see some more than 5 6 years back, all those papers. If you see, you will get to know that there will be, even though minute changes will actually matter on the day of examination, because suddenly you will feel that okay, this is a new thing, how will I do this, because this I have never seen. You will feel at that time, you will get in your mind that I have never done this, how will I do this, because suddenly you are doing. It may not happen every time, but if you are not confident in your preparation, no, these things will really matter actually. So it is better to see those paper, and you should fix in your mind that you may not get the same type of pattern which you have done in your practice. So that is important.
Okay, so like test series, I want to focus on now. Like, did you take any test series, and when did you
Yeah.
start it or not? Like, what?
Yeah. So I started in December, mid of the December actually, because it took that much time. Even after that, also some of the syllabus were left. So if I start much late, then I may not be solving test series properly, because so together I started it. But it is better to start test series after completing all syllabus. And if you cover your syllabus before 2 to 3 months, it is very good. Like if you are able to cover, that's why it is better to start from early time, uh, so that you if you cover it before 2 months is fine. If you cover before 3 months, it is really good, so that you will get lot of time for revision as well as to do this test series also. So two things should be there after completing the syllabus. One thing is you should be doing test series, together you should be doing revision also. Revision is till the end of all this, like, all yeah, actually initially I started with segment wise, like that only I started, only math, only particular geotech, like that I was starting. But later on from January I started with proper test series. But still I was not able to give many numbers actually.
So,
Some
like,
10 I might have taken, that's it.
is it important to give more number of tests, or like giving a specific or a limited number of tests, but analyzing them very properly, giving time
Yeah,
to?
yeah. So because of that only your numbers will reduce actually. It is not just, you can give 100 number of test series also,
Yeah.
but it is of no use. Uh, each time when you do test series, no, after you will be doing for 3 hours, it is 3 hours only. At least it will take 2.5 hours, even if you are very fast. So after that, analyzing your mistakes, no, it will take much time.
Right.
So analyzing how you have done, what are the correct answers, these things require time, no? So that's why you may not be able, if you do these things properly, it is important to do that, no? So then you will not have enough time to do. That's why it is better to finish, I don't know, 2 months or 3 months if you finish
Right.
early. So you will have time, enough time also, enough number of test
So
series also.
to check all the mistakes you have made, and
Yeah,
what are
that is
the
very important. Yeah, that's
and
why I was able to do 8 to 10 only, not more than that, because that will really take time. Because finally you should know what is the correct answers also which you have done mistake, and you should also be knowing what are the things you could not attend also. Some of the questions will be there you cannot attend on. Some of the questions will be there where you make mistakes, and
like
sometimes you should always be checking the things which are right answers also, because by luck you might have done the same answer, but actual procedure of solving that thing may be
Maybe
different.
different.
That
Yeah,
has happened with me for 2 or 3 times.
yeah. Sometimes we
Final
get the
answer might have come correctly.
yeah, but the procedure or for that
Yeah,
particular problem, just like 2 + 2 is equal to 4, and 2 × 2 is also 4. But
yeah, exactly. That's a precise example. So it is always better to check even if your answer is right. Also, like you should not be checking only the one which you left and one which are wrong. It is better to check everything,
yeah,
but you can check. You need not spend much time in those which you have done rightly, but at least one glance of the procedure which they have followed is also
so how
matters
was your
actually.
score throughout the test series, and like was it relatable to your final gate score or marks?
In my test series, I was able to score in the range of 50 to 60 mark for 100, 50 to 60. Okay. It was less in the exam, actual exam. I'll tell you that also. How we test series. I told you, sometimes the pattern they give, it will be in the constant way they'll be give pattern.
Hmm.
That's why you should be referring the previous year papers. So that will tell you that pattern won't be like this. You should be prepared for if
Right.
some changes are there. You should be prepared for that.
Test series you're referring to, like some free test series, or like you have taken some
No, I had paid for that.
okay, so like which did you took some coaching or
No, test
like
series. It was just test series. There was nothing else in that. So
yeah,
it was
like
called
some
textbook.com. It was textbook.com. So there, it was just for question.
yeah, like
This one only question papers. So other than that, I didn't take any particular coaching, and some of the things you can refer from YouTube and all. Now all the lectures are available in YouTube only. So many of the things you can refer from that also. But if you are confident enough, you can do from the materials available from the
yeah,
if free materials, or it is better to take if you are not confident in the basics. It is better to take particular materials which is required for me.
right, right. So in all, what are the mistakes, like some of the mistakes you might have noticed
Yeah,
after the examination that the aspirants or anyone should not repeat again, that you did and you suffered? So uh,
yeah, correct. Proper materials, collecting the materials is really important.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
of the things may not be available for free,
Hmm.
so it is better to always buy some material.
Yeah, so that you
Self
will be
preparation
having
materials are
yeah all the
everything in one.
material. Yeah. Mhm. So you
You
will
need
not
not waste much time in finding it. For
yeah,
free it will take time.
yeah,
According to
right.
me, it will take time,
Actually, it will not
but if you
cost
can
much
find it,
also.
yeah, it is good.
It
Hmm?
will not cost much also if you buy only materials,
Y-
and it is
yeah,
easily available nowadays. Like
yeah, yeah. If it is really not possible to afford, still you should. I told you, if you start early, you will have time for all these things.
right,
If
right,
you do it late, then you will waste time in searching also. So it will not be available very easily, everything.
right,
So
right.
the site which I told, yeah, it is available. Some of the things may not be available in that. So
Mhm. Right, right.
that
So
particular thing, that is the disadvantage. So
yeah,
you should take time if you want everything for free. So you
right.
should manage that. Yeah.
Right, right.
And
So
yeah,
sorry.
other than that, yeah, keeping track on everything what you're doing is also will make you happy sometimes if you are proceeding very uh,
Yeah, checking
fastly,
like
and
what we
yeah,
have covered and how
what
far
what you have
we
covered.
have to
Yeah, yeah,
go. So you can
yeah,
have a vision like
will encourage you more.
yeah, that
Yeah,
will motivate.
exactly,
Yeah,
it
that
will
that was
encourage
the
you.
most important point. Like
Most important. Yeah, correct. And
uh,
making timetable and having breaks for a particular day is important, because that will show
particular
the discipline.
timetables. Like you should not give every 10 minutes break and 15 minutes break for the sake of, like, follow it for one day also. So making
yeah.
timetables.
And nor you should not be doing without breaks also. After 2 days only you will stop doing that. So consistency, even if you study for 6 to 8 hours, it is fine only according to me. You need not study whole day. It is not that you will be doing that.
Yeah.
So consistency is really important. One day if you study 10 hours and another day if you study 2 hours, that will really end up in problematic. At last you may not cover things. So consistency is required. So you should start with less number of hours when you start. Honestly, because initially only if you drain your energy, it is a course of 1 year you will be doing. you have that timetable for 1 year. If you drain all your energy in the first month only, then later on you may not focus. Yeah, comparing the actual exam and the test series, you should be very careful. Actually, you should be very careful. So I want to tell this thing because the way I was doing in my test series, the pattern was similar. All the tests were of this almost the same pattern only. But at the day of examination, it was not the same. So you have 1 mark questions and 2 mark questions. In my test series, it was in the order, like always first 1 mark questions will be there, and later 2 mark question will come. So in my paper, order was exactly opposite. All 2 mark questions were there at first. And in such exams, you will always start with the first question only. Usually, because you don't know in what number you will have, because everything was shuffled. Till that time, I think it was always 1 mark first question, 1 mark questions at first, and later 2 mark question.
That only.
Yeah. So I wrote in 2021. So there, everything was shuffled little bit. So you don't know also which question number will have which mark question. You need to click on everything. That will waste time. Obviously, you can't do that. So you should not get scared. And in the day of on the day of examination, you should be very cool. And that doesn't mean that you should do slowly also. You should have some speed. And before speed, one more important thing is accuracy. So accuracy comes first. Second is speed. So it is not speed first and accuracy second. Accuracy is really important. Even if you attempt only 10 questions, you should ensure that all 10 questions should be correct. So that is accuracy. So if you attend all questions and 50% of them are wrong, then it is almost like attending 10 questions. So you will reach the same path. So accuracy will come first, then speed. But yeah, that doesn't mean that you should be going very slowly also. This is one of the mistakes which I did. I went very slowly and I couldn't see many of the questions. So, and you should not be wasting time also. Even your preparation is very good. On the day of examination, you should be really humble towards questions. You should not start warring with that questions.
You should.
If you don't know, within 10 seconds, your mindset should be like that. Within 10 seconds, you should go to next question.
Don't keep ego.
And if you don't exactly. Ego is one more word you can say. So you should leave that. Some of the questions will be like you may know at the start, but later you may not proceed. That also you should leave it. But you should have
type of question. I know this type of question, but at the time of exam, we don't get the thing. We know that question, but in the exam we don't get. So we start fighting like, no, I know this question. I will solve and then only I will
anyway, I know this because you can't waste time. So 5 minutes, if you waste 5 minutes on one question, that is really pathetic on the day of examination. You should not be doing that. I have done this. I have done for this, for 2 or 3 questions, I have done like this. That will waste your, how much?
You could not cover the complete.
15 minutes. Yeah, I could not. I was actually able to cover, but I was not able to do it very peacefully because initially I wasted a lot of time.
So how much marks did you solve, like attempted the paper, if you remember?
Yeah, I actually forgot. I think I did attend 45 questions. I
Okay,
think.
okay, fine, fine. So like
Yeah,
we'll come to the post gate part now. Like you got a score of 529, right?
yeah, yeah,
So after that, it was like you might be knowing that we are not going to get M.Tech directly through our rounds.
mm,
So what was your step from that, and how did you land into IIT Hyderabad at the end?
yeah, 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 correct. So it is equally important after examination also what you do. Like after exam and results, it will not end there only actually.
Mm.
So that also I came to know after writing only, because you will know after writing your examination only you will get to know what is the status of your own exam result.
Yeah.
Obviously, you will be knowing whether you have done well or
Almost
not.
we will get the idea what we are going to do.
Idea, yeah. So
Uh,
where you will stand after results. So you will be knowing that.
mm,
So one thing which I did is I was searching uh, what are the uses of gate scores, like what all the uses will be there. So two things everyone knows. If you have very good gate score, you will surely either you will get some PSUs,
mm,
very good gate score, or you will land into IITs if you want.
mm,
So these two everyone knows. So this without searching also everyone knows. If you have good score in any exam, you will get.
mm,
So when you are in the average range, you need to do you need to search many of the things actually, and
mm,
you should take guidance from your seniors also, because they might have faced the same.
mm,
If you don't have seniors available, then actually there are many things available in Google
yeah.
for post gate. What you need to do, many of
Mm,
the YouTube channels are there. They preferably say for post gate, they say post gate preparation only. Then that is really important. So
mm,
I knew that my mark was in the average range only, so I may not be getting good.
mm,
So there is one thing called M.Tech research. Uh, Most of the people might be knowing. So they for that M.Tech research, you require valid gate score, but that gate score need not be as high as for the M.Tech regular, which is of 2 year. M.Tech research, it depends on college to college. Some colleges have for 3 years, and for some colleges it is uh, 2.5 or 2. Some college may have for 2 years only. It depends. Usually it will be 2.5 to 3 years.
right.
So MTech research is one thing where if you have average gate score, there the thing is you may have to prepare for interview. So that is really important for when you apply for MTech research or direct PhD also. There is direct PhD also. So so I was searching, and actually parallelly I was contacting my seniors also, and you should always talk to your professors also if they have knowledge of what all you can do with the in the range of score which you are getting. You will be knowing, because many sites will provide on the same day key answers and all. At least you will get the range of score you will be getting, that you will know. If not the clear score, it can differ based on the solution they'll be providing. So at least you will know the range. So you should be contacting uh, your professors and seniors, or anyone who knows what they had done already. So I contacted my senior, and he had told many of the things how to attend an interview, the way of preparation. So you should be doing all these things. You need
Yeah.
not lose your hope. You have other options also. So it is always better to score very high marks. If you
Mm.
have good preparation, obviously you will do, and if you do it very confidently in your exam, all these things will matter. But still, in the average range, also
You will have a
you
lot
you
of
may get seat. Yeah, you have many opportunities actually.
right, right,
So
right.
it is when I was doing all these things, when I was searching, I got to know that most of the people will not use their gate score properly. That is what many researchers have told. like more than 50% of the people will not make use of their gate score properly.
Right.
That is because they don't know many of the opportunities based on this. So if you have in this range, and if you have a good CGPA in your BTech, a decent score in your BTech, these two will matter actually for because finally they'll see what is the interest you have in your academics also. That will directly, it will be reflected in terms of CGPA. So if you have a decent CGPA, that will also be an additional thing. So if you have done excellent academic work, then that will add on to the point. Along, if you have average gate score also, that will make much more easier your path. So that will show your academic interest, basically. So finally, you need to attend for this M.Tech research and direct PhD means they'll expect that you should do some research and work in the later stages. So these two are important.
So at the end, like, what will you like? If you want to say something to the people who are preparing the aspirants, in short.
So two more things in the time of preparation. It is always better to use the virtual calculator, which you will be using in the examination. It is not the calculator which you use for your academics, the scientific calculator. That and this will matter a lot because using of virtual calculator will take time. So you should have it should be at your fingertips, the way of using, because there is some difference in using virtual calculator available in the gate and the calculator which you will be using, scientific calculator which you will be using, and the scribble pad or working pad which they use. It is actually many videos are available how to use that also. So that is also important. How do you use that? Because many times you may not get additional scribble pad, though they may say that sometimes you may not get only.
Depends on center. So
there are some instances that has happened like that also.
So better to
you should
practice
for these things.
Some 12 or 14 pages, I guess, they provide.
It will be there.
Yeah. Fine.
And you should be know how to use that effectively. So and one of the thing which I had searched before attending the exam was they were saying, do anything you do stepwise only you do, even if it is competitive exam, because and when you write your working, you write it like a notes only. So it usually we think that it is just working only, you write somewhere or the other way. It is not like that. There is a procedure to use that
if you write anywhere, so it will waste your more space, and at the end you may end
as well as some of the questions you may have to leave at intermediate stage. Then later you don't know where to come back. So it is always better to use question number and do it properly. You take some give some spaces how to do. It is not you need to be finishing everything in one line or two line. It may not happen like that. Some of the things when you do it stepwise, you will actually do it much more faster than the way you do in the mind calculation. So you should never be thinking that you should become smart. You should actually, actual smartness is doing it fast. So how do you do it is matter. Actually, when you do it stepwise, it will actually reduce lot of confusion. Many times when you start doing the mind calculation, some plus or minus will make a lot of difference. So you should be knowing how to make use of scribble pad. And these two are important things on the day of examination. Because finally, how do you make use of these two? These two are the only weapons you will have other than your mind. So these two should be used very effectively.
Right.
Other than that, speed and accuracy. So accuracy comes first.
Right.
And preparation as early as possible. If you start, that will be much easy because you can experiment on yourself.
Yeah.
If you start at later stages, you don't have any option to experiment on yourself. So
Right.
yeah, and
Basically,
do
you should
contact your
experiment these
friends.
things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And do contact your friends who will be preparing simultaneously with in the same year, so that you will get to know how they are preparing. And also, if you know some of the people who have prepared, it is better to contact them also. They will also give you some guidance. And if you have some issues, then you can ask them. So these two are also important, because but you should not be wasting time on asking only.
Right.
So you, first the thing is, you if you are capable enough in finding your mistakes on your own, it is better. So if you contact one or two, it is fine, not more than that. You should
Right.
decide
Otherwise,
on.
it will be confusing also. Right.
Yeah, it is confusing. And never ever follow exactly the same way some other will be following, because each individual is different.
Right.
And the timetable which suits for them is different, and for you is different. So some comfortness you should see based on yourself. So it should not stress you. So
Right. Right.
you can take basic idea from them, but you should modify it based on your schedule. So that is one important. I think this much should be fine for preparation actually.
Yeah.
And post gate, contact as much as you can for post gate, because you will get many ideas. For pre gate, it is better to stick on one or two times if you take, and later if you keep track on yourself, is this should be fine. But post gate, contact all those good people you have around you, so that you will get more ideas, because there it is really important to contact people.
Yeah. Right.
And simultaneously preparing for interview is also important. So yeah, this.
So yeah, thank you, Balaji, for coming to our channel. And like this is the kind of first video I'm going to make, and I hope it will help all the aspirants. And it was nice to talk with you. Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you. Even I really enjoyed it, because telling our mistake, and if somebody keep making these things on right thing, because if they don't do the same mistake based on what I have told, it really matters, because always we learn from mistake only. So
yeah.
if you learn from some others mistake, it is much more profitable than the
you'll grow faster.
mistake which so some of the mistakes which I told, and some of the things which are really important. So if it is helpful for everyone, I'm also really happy. And I really appreciate the way you are doing your all videos and all. It is really good. It is really helpful for people. That should be the goal actually. That is really nice. So even I have subscribed your channel. I'm really happy that you're making very good videos. Yeah.
Okay.
First thing is congratulating you, like, because nobody will be doing all these things. Very few people will only be doing, and that to people who are doing M.Tech. And
we know how much hectic it is.
hard, hectic. So it is, you have actually doing successfully, you are putting videos. That is for that. And I give my best wishes that your channel really, it will go if you continue like this. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, bro. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So, okay.
Yeah, thank you.